Anyways,
What the fuck was that?
anyway, so we're gonna be talking about a great guy, actually, fantastic man
With a small dick.
We're not talking about the actor though. We're talking about the character, Mr. Deadpool.
I don't know how to spell.
Exactly. So, Mr. Deadpool himself, fantastic. You know what? I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know anything about him. I only know about his movies because of the fantastic, very talented Ryan Reynolds, who plays himself in every comic or every movie he has ever been in, and he plays it so perfectly. Nobody can be him better than him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
He, like many of us, probably introduced Deadpool into our lives.
Not to me.
He knows better, but we're talking about the movie. I have to go into the comics, and so that we can both feel included as one.
I don't like inclusion.
So, speaking on this, I believe Deadpool movie will be releasing next week, July 26th.
My asshole is tightening, and I can't wait.
That sums up everything. I think that I don't know what to expect from this movie, honestly. It's merging with the MCU. Everything can go right as quickly as it can go bad or wrong. So I don't know what to expect. I know it's going to be a hilarious movie. It's going to have Wolverine, which I know is what everybody has been asking for and waiting for, and that Wolverine will be in his comic accurate suit
without the mask.
I'm sure he's gonna have a mask.
I hope he puts the mask on.
He's gonna have a mask.
I hope he puts it on.
Yes. But I think this is also supposed to show us who will be playing Wolverine permanently in the MCU's X-Men. I don't think it's going to be Hugh Jackman. I don't think anybody else thinks it will be.
You know they casted the girl who played X-23.
Yes.
They casted her. So she
Daphne, something King Daphne?
Something like that, yeah. So we do know that like what we have already like confirmed from this movie and stuff like that is people from like the original X-Men movies. I don't know if you guys watched those like early 2000s and stuff like that. A lot of them are reprising their role and stuff like that. And then we have people who are currently in the MCU who are going to be like, glimpsed at. The TVA is going to be shown. So we have a lot of references to the TV show Loki. And then like we have X-23, like we just said, is making a reappearance. And last but not least, we are getting family ties to Professor Xavier himself.
And the villain's name is?
I totally forgot her name, to be honest with you.
I think it's Cassandra Nova.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Cassandra Nova.
Yeah,
and she is the tie with Professor X, right?
Yeah, that's so. For those of you that don't know, Professor X actually has two siblings in the MCU. First one being Juggernaut. That's his half brother, and then his other one is his full blood sister, Cassandra Nova, and she shaves her head to make fun of him. Like she's completely against his ideology. She does not stand for anything that he says, and she like kind of does everything to spite him because she wants to make him better, and she thinks it's a joke and stuff. So like she walks around in a wheelchair sometimes. Like she wheels around in a wheelchair even though she just walk.
Is there high expectations in terms of what the MCU will have to offer after this movie?
I think it will, right? Because the whole idea behind like Deadpool 3 is it's gonna bring a lot of like the old movies, like the Fox movies, like the old X-Men, Fantastic Four, the old Spider-Man movies. It's gonna bring all those to a close. So that's the point of this movie. It's to tie every single Marvel movie that wasn't originally under the Marvel umbrella.
Okay.
So like that's the point of Deadpool too. Like if like for the people who don't know Deadpool in the comic books and stuff like that, he's a very multiversal character, right?
Okay.
He has touched the multiverse way more than any other character. The only other person to break the fourth wall more than him is She-Hulk.
Okay.
Surprisingly enough, right?
That was not a good show.
That was not a good show, but we can talk about that later. But Deadpool himself is one of the few characters that he has touched every Marvel character, or has fought them, killed them, like laid in bed with them, like has had the most interactions like across the board.
Mhm.
So him kind of going from multiverse to multiverse, kind of finding the team that he needs to save his verse, is gonna be a really good stretch for this, because it's gonna bring a good closure to a lot of those heroes and a lot of those storylines, and then it's gonna kind of open up to where we're going to next. Because you got to think about what's coming up, Fantastic Four.
Right.
How have we gone this far into the Marvel universe without the Fantastic Four? Like, where have they been? Like, we've had universal threats.
Right.
Where have you guys been? Where has the X-Men been? And we do know that they're being introduced with the coming phases and stuff like that. So this is gonna be the beginning ties to start drawing them in.
Okay. I don't know. I don't want a watered down Deadpool.
No, so like even like in the trailers and stuff, you've seen like when they like him and Blind Joe, I think that's her name, right? Blind Joe.
No, Blind Out.
Blind Al, yeah. Thank you. Blind Al was like, "Do you want to do cocaine?" He's like, "No." Kevin Feige said we couldn't do coke.
Yeah.
And, like they made that joke and stuff like that. Like, yeah, they're keeping this as a rated R movie first of all.
Yeah.
So
Well, the movie itself, of course, but I'm saying, so after the movie happens, when will we see a Deadpool again? Right.
well,
Looking into the future and everything that the MCU has, I feel like Deadpool will no longer be a thing unless it has to do with a big ensemble.
I mean, yeah, like trilogies are like kind of like the big thing right now. I mean, Marvel is starting to move away from that with like with Thor breaking that kind of spectrum and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that like the role for Wolverine after this move, I mean specifically for Deadpool after this movie, would be more of like an X Factor Deadpool. So for those of you that don't know, X Factor was the team that him, Domino, and Wolverine both all three came from.
Yeah.
And sometimes Angels is a part of that too. So I feel like if they want to reestablish Deadpool, it would have to be through the X Factor program, because then that brings into like, okay, Wolverine. Now we can build it to the X Men, unless we're talking about an established X Men.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either go that route, you can go the route of like Deadpool finally loses his shit on one of these days, and he just kind of goes on a murdering spree, or he tries to join the X Men. Like Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool has hinted at that joke multiple times, like in the second one.
Yeah.
There is times where he joins the X Men. There's times where Deadpool just kind of retires and moves away. He's like, I'm just gonna go play my asshole in the corner.
Yeah.
And think about unicorns.
Okay, but see, I see this being the last time we see a Deadpool solo film. Essentially, like just it's about Deadpool. I think this might be his last film. I'm not saying that like as a confirming anything, but I'm pretty sure it would probably be his last, simply because you're in the MCU, right? It would be fantastic to see another one. But what the MCU stands for, it'll be watered down. It'll be completely watered down. This feels like right now Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is walking on the line between Deadpool and the MCU. And this is him saying, all right, now I'm going to the MCU's line, which means now he will, after this movie, he will have to work under their rules, and what they say it can go and what they say can't. So
I think that's gonna be rough, right?
yeah, and I think so. That's why I'm saying I would love to see, of course, like anybody else, Deadpool with Spider-Man, Deadpool hanging with the X-Men, um, Deadpool hanging with the Fantastic Four. I would like to see that. I don't think we will be getting the Deadpool that we know as like his solo Deadpool. I don't think we're gonna be getting that anymore. I think who he is in these movies will be watered down, or his screen time will be reduced significantly and be only part of big ensemble stuff. If we get another one, that would be fantastic. But I don't see that.
I think with like the route that the MCU is kind of going specifically, because for you guys that don't read comics or aren't paying attention enough in the movies, shame on you. They're going towards like a Secret Wars type of thing.
Yeah.
Right. So Deadpool actually plays a significant role in Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to like water him down. I don't think they're gonna water him down. What I think is they're gonna like change up the Deadpool that we see. I think that the movie Deadpool that we're seeing right now is kind of like how can I put it? It's not exactly the comic book Deadpool, right? So the reason I say that is because the comic book Deadpool doesn't just have one love interest. Like this man is married to his wife, um, and he's like been with Rogue and Domino at the same time, and he wanted Wolverine to join at some point. Yes, he's fucking a freak.
Yeah.
And I respect it. But Deadpool in the comic books is always kind of like doing his own thing until he finds his family or until he finds a place for him to belong. Mm-hmm. And he'll never find that because like he's psychotic and he dissociates himself like all the fucking time. So I think that I don't think we're gonna have another solo movie, but I think that Ryan Reynolds will reprise the role in. I don't know about in a Spider-Man movie, maybe like a Sony Spider-Man movie, because like we're starting to get confirmation that the Venom 3 movie is going to lead into a Spider-Man Venom conversation with Toxin. But like he might show up in like a Venom movie. You know, he might show up in Secret Wars. Well, he should show up in Secret Wars. His movie is gonna be the catalyst for the X-Men, for the Fantastic Four. So him keeping those same jokes, but like bringing them into like a more not controlled manner, but more like he's not doing it with love interest in mind. He's doing it more like I'm just gonna shoot you in the balls as a like because I can type of thing. I think that's the MCU umbrella that they're gonna fit him with.
Yeah. See, but do you think Ryan Reynolds would stick around for something like that? I think Ryan being who he is, I think he knows when to get out of the program. You know, I think he is like, I've set my staple. I know I've created this character. It's great. It's cool. All right, I'm good. That's it.
Yeah, no, I think
when the moment he feels like Deadpool is no longer being the Deadpool that he has created, because I'm gonna be completely honest, Ryan Reynolds created Deadpool in the movie. Who Deadpool is now and how everybody knows him is because of Ryan Reynolds. It's not
That's
because
literally
of
just Ryan Reynolds' personality.
It is not because of any studio and what they put behind it. No, when it first happened, he pushed for it, made a what was it like the demo clip of it and what it would look like, and then released it to the public so that the public had an idea and had an opinion on how they wanted to do this. And then we received the Deadpool that we have, and that is just I think the moment it starts to feel like it's not that Deadpool anymore, he will back out of the role and be like,
yeah, I think that like I don't think Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is gonna be an eternal thing. Mm-hmm. I think the point of this Deadpool is to draw everyone in. Like the way the point of Loki at the end of it, the Loki TV show was to like keep the MCU alive.
Yeah.
Type of thing. I think that's kind of the catalyst of like in the role that he's playing in. You know, I don't think that like Deadpool's role is going to like kind of increase or decrease. I think it's just gonna be, you know, to start merging everything because, you know, everyone, especially the older audience and some of that, is always like, whatever happened to this Fantastic Four? Whatever happened to this X-Men? Like, you're bringing Hugh Jackman in, like, to Logan and stuff. How does everything connect? Yeah. And, like, we've seen Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield connect already within the MCU. So now we're like, you confirmed some of our past. Like, we need the rest. Yeah. And I think that's what Deadpool is there for. He's there to, like, bring everything to a very closing and fitting end. Mm-hmm. And if that's to Deadpool's character as well, like, it's sad to see Ryan Reynolds leave, but I do agree that he knows when to step away. He's a great actor, phenomenal actor. Seems like he's a great guy too. I follow him on social media. I think his portrayal of Deadpool can only run for so long. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Let us know what you expected, if you expected more from it after seeing the movie, or what do you expect before seeing it? Do you have low expectations for the MCU after this movie, or are you expecting it to kind of now have a revival era and like actually be what it was once in the past?
Yeah, like drop your thoughts on like the Fantastic Four specifically because that's like the next big jump for the MCU. Yeah. And then like you know stand by. We're like next week we're gonna be dropping our Batman video.
I think so. I don't know yet.
So you know definitely shoot us a message like what would you like for us to talk about?
Yeah, who's next? Who's
Yeah.
next on the list so we can check it off? And we will talk about it, I guess.
Yeah, like remember we're trying to stay towards movies, something that like a lot of people can draw to. But specifically, like if you guys want us to like talk to other people, like we can go to comic book stores, we can go try to go to Comic Cons, we can like
We're not afraid.
we're not afraid. Like we will go to these places, we will interview, we'll try to reach out to actors. I doubt we can, but we could try to reach out to actors to like, you know, get their viewpoints on how what's playing the characters and really talk to them about it.
So we'll see how it goes, and you let us know. And until then,
keep being a geek.
boom.